and welcome to the Gonzo... Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gonzo Ewok channel. With me, Ewok.
And me, Gonzo, and we're not seriously keeping that, are we?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
For another episode of
Geordie Space Program. These get worse and worse as the weeks pass. You'd think people are meant to get better at things the longer they do them. We're getting worse. We're getting worse at weight reductions, and we're getting worse at gameplay.
Worse at the game.
Okay then,
I
right.
can't deny that, it's true.
That aside, let's have a quick recap. Last time,
Got in orbit.
we got in orbit.
Everything blew up, but we got into orbit.
The probe came back. The probe core with the little crash cage thing.
That came back.
That came back. We've got a new launch pad. We spent quite a bit of cash doing that.
No,
was that
we
last
didn't.
episode or was that the episode before?
It was the new vehicle assembly building we did, was it? Not the
No,
launch
it
pad.
was the launch pad. So then we can put heavier stuff onto the launch pad.
Oh yes, it was the launch pad.
You can tell because the launch pad isn't a patch of dirt anymore.
Indeed.
See? Moving up in Geordie Space Program for like the fifth time. Okay then.
So what was it we launched with? Was it this one?
I don't know, because you've called one baby's first spaceship.
Yeah, that's the one.
Kirby pointed out that we should actually give things names, and he suggested that this one should be called the Straw Hat, which I think is quite a good name. But that being said, Kirby, I can't see the practical applications of this design anymore, frankly. What else are we going to use this for? Wasn't this designed to get a contract?
It was to get into orbit.
I do like the fact that we've designed a rocket that uses a heat shield ass
At the
backward
front.
because it goes that fast, brute force, it gets hot. What are you doing? What's... Why? You've just sat... Oh.
What?
You put it out in the launch pad and it nearly tipped over. That would have destroyed our launch pad and cost like about 18 grand.
But did it tip over?
No, it nearly
Exactly,
did.
so
though.
chill
Nearly
out. It didn't though, did it?
Why
So
did you
chill.
do that?
Oh, sure, I didn't mean to.
Right.
I meant to quit out and come and look at... Right.
Contracts,
They're
okay.
all observational surveys and suborbital space flights for tourists. So
It's one thing that gets us about the contract system is you can't believe when you're at the point where you can't even really reliably get orbit and you're getting contracts that say space tourism should be a thing and you're going, hang on, in real life we've been doing the space thing for 60 years and space tourism's still very much in its infancy.
I could get these guys into orbit.
Really?
Well, into suborbital flight.
Whereabouts do they need to go? Just break the atmosphere and come back.
Suborbital and back.
Now,
4 of them.
the thought occurs to us that we don't have any way of taking them up apart from using the pods. So it's going to be a weird ass design where we've got 4 random pods.
So have we not got cargo bays yet?
I don't think so. We don't have anything to ferry people up. Look, we've just got that pod. Pretty sure. Have we got any...
Yeah, look, we've got a crew
Oh
cabin.
my god, we've actually got a... Is that a little crew cabin as well?
It's a 2-man crew cabin.
We can get 2 of them on. Oh, that's quite good.
Oh, yeah. How heavy are they? 1 ton.
Do they need to come back alive?
Yes, they do need to come back live.
This has been traditionally our problem in this series.
It has been.
Um,
But if I do this, and I do it right with the 4 tourists,
how much
That's-
do we get?
48 grand plus another 16. So 64 grand.
That's pretty good.
64 grand.
What does it mean, I-20? Completion, I-20?
Minus 11 reputation.
Oh, right. Is that right? Reputation?
So completed, I'll get 20 reputation. I'll get minus.
You know what? We haven't really done a space tourism flight to the best of my knowledge. Let's do that one. We've only just worked out how to break the atmosphere, but yes, we're ready to take members of the public up with us. And you know what? It's cheaper than taking astronauts. Using the public.
Okay.
They think they're tourists. In fact, they're space monkeys. Other thing that we should do, we need to name our craft. We do need to do that. That's something that we've traditionally always done. Our craft have had silly names, but it's always been quite endearing, and we forgot to do it when the series started. So we'll build this one.
Well, let's worry about the tourists first, eh?
Okay, then. Can we call this one GSS Branson's Love Rocket? Because then it's a bit of an homage to Virgin Galactic, and it's sort of slang term for penis.
It's interesting that you only get a small reputational hit if I kill 4 tourists on this mission.
Well, then you what they were signing up for, didn't they? I mean, they've only paid 12 grand to do it. And,
Is it me?
12 grand a pop.
Or does this whole thing look wonky?
It does. It
And
really
I
does.
think that's why it nearly fell over.
How's it done that? Oof. I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that one little bit.
It's all right. I'll just rebuild it. Eh?
You reckon? Can you remember what we had there?
More or less.
Right, bespoke, untested rocket launch for the tourists.
But it's not like they've got any value to
as
our,
I was
our
saying
space
before,
program.
they are paying 12 grand to go to space. Now, I paid 3 grand to go on my honeymoon to the Balearics. So, if I'd paid 4 times that amount, are you saying I could go to space? Not likely. Going to space costs about 250 to 500,000 pound at the minute if you wanted to do it, and that's even when it's ready.
Yeah, that's in pounds. Remember, we're talking Kerbal bucks here, so
Yeah,
it's not comparable.
it is comparable though. I mean, 12 grand.
It's 12 grand of Kerbal bucks.
Ewok.
You don't know what the exchange rate is.
12 grand. Right, I'll go to the Bureau de Change, shall I? See what
I'd
they've
like
got
to
say
change
about
my pounds into Kerbal bucks.
Nina, Nina, Nina. Where's my Kerbal bucks? Where's my Kerbal bucks? Nina, Nina. Right, I'll stop that. Had a little minor psychotic episode there, right? Okay then, right. We've got
You done?
4 boosters here. What's that little bit? What's that going to do?
It's gonna be.
So the booster gets them up high, and then that little bit pushes them
It's gonna.
suborbital.
Well, no, the boosters will get them suborbital. That little bit is to change their angle so they don't come in at a sharp.
Do you really reckon 4
Uncontrollable.
solids will get them there?
Yes. Well, we'll soon find out, won't we?
I mean, you know, that's like we're taking 2 of those things. That's 2 extra ton. It's not a huge amount, but I don't know. Can you imagine if we try this to get about 50,000 meters up, being optimistic, and then they come back down, and you're like, "Don't worry, that was just a test run. That wasn't your actual trip to space. Get into this next rocket we've been designing while you were up there, and we'll take you up on that instead."
And it'll be much better this time. Trust us.
Now, are we going to need some sort of straw hat contraption on this because we're 4 solids going off?
Yes.
It's going to get a little bit warm up front.
We are doing the straw hat technique again.
Cool. Okay. We are still going to call this one's Branson's Love Rocket, though, right?
If you really want me to call this Branson's Love Rocket.
Branson's Love Rocket's a great name. Oof, that would cause problems. Do you not want to... Oh, yeah, I've got SnapFit on. You're not enjoying the fact that I've changed the mouse sensitivity from when we recorded Prison Architect a little bit earlier, are you?
You know what would be easier if I did this the other tinning way around?
What's that? What, and then maybe sank that into it?
Absolutely.
Good old offset. Blip. Oh, that's quite good.
And that way it is actually not wonky.
It is a strange old design though, but very innovative. I've never seen somebody do this with the heat shield up front before. I mean, I'm sure that many people have, but it's quite a nice little thing.
That's why I couldn't do it that way before.
Aye. So it wouldn't give you the... Would that work?
No, that wouldn't work. That's just ridiculous, Ross.
You called yourself by your real name. You're not supposed to do that. You're Ewok.
Okay.
Don't you forget it.
Will that work? Hopefully the game will recognise the offset and it won't still think that the Stay Putnik is above the
Come
hat.
on, KSP. Come on, KSP. Play the game. Right. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun finding out. I mean, this is only costing me like 13 grand. So, you know what? If we blow this up, I'm not worried about reputation. We never had any to begin with.
Yeah.
You only have to worry about that when you've got it.
I'm the same. As long as it doesn't cost too much, I don't really care if everyone dies.
Yeah, it's only costing me 13 grand. And, you know, as I said before, they signed up for this when they said they wanted to go to space.
They've seen the show and they still signed up.
And we said, right, okay, you can go to space. And I said, what are your credentials? And they said, we've got money. And I said, good enough. Hop on board. All right, so in terms of next things that we're going to be doing, we'll see how this goes, because there was quite a few tourism contracts there. And if this gets them up, if we've got anybody more who wants to do suborbital, we can do that. We've got batteries, got some good use of drogues. It's a shame we don't have legs. I do like... Oh, we've got micro legs, but I didn't think it would hold the weight of that coming back down, frankly.
No, me neither.
The way it's coming down, it would come down sideways. Because we've got those parachutes in parallel, it's going to tip. and it's going to come down sideways, so you need to side mount the legs, which is how I used to design my moon bases. I used to send bases across to Juno and to Eve, and that's how I used to do it. Loads of parachutes that would bring it down sideways, and it would land looking like a giant bug sideways on its legs. Pretty awesome stuff.
Do I want all the solids going off at the same time, or do I want 3 to go off and then do 1?
3 to go off and do 1. Yeah, I think it might be worth trying the 3 outside, and then they detach, and then the other one kicks in, because that'll push it up into a bit of higher atmosphere, in theory. But then again, I haven't looked at the numbers, and even if I had looked at the numbers, I wouldn't really understand what they were telling us anyway. So
I think in theory it's better to have everything firing at once.
There probably is a weight of theoretical evidence to say, yeah, you're right, and actual scientific evidence as well, not just theory. Okay. Who in there? Oh no.
I was trying to increase stability a bit.
That's quite clear. Yeah, this one is fairly tall, so there's a chance that it's going to be a little bit wobbly as it goes up.
I'm hesitant to say I think that's ready.
What's going on with the parachutes at the top? Is there 4 regular parachutes and then 2 underneath? And
I've got the drogues in the wrong order. Also, I accidentally flipped them from.
I was going to say, I was more concerned that you were blocking their windows. They want to see what happens to them. You know, they're going to find out the hard way that space is dangerous.
Right, so bring the drogues down here. The drogues, that's the drogues, and then that's the regular parachutes. Right, in terms of utilities, I've got. You know what? Why don't we take some science?
Really? It's going to add weight.
So I'll just focus on the money.
Get the money.
And then this will fund the science.
We mentioned just before we started recording, we do need some science. I don't know if we picked up any last time.
Everything exploded, so not
that's
really.
right. We did get quite a bit.
We've had a few things. Okay, considering we're about to do a suborbital space flight with
4 civilians, innocent souls.
I feel a bit strange saying this, but the reason we don't have any science is because we've got a few things out of the atmosphere, but everything has exploded when we bring it back.
Aye. There's a hatch there that says "Do not open." Do you think we should open it for the purposes of the launch?
You know what? I'm making myself nervous, so I'm going to put another heat shield on this.
Really? But remember, we could just use the heat shield that we're using going up. Just aim it. Instead of aiming like arse first, just slow yourself down, flip around so you're pointing face down like a dart.
Yeah, that's exactly my problem. We're assuming that I'm going to have the level of control to control which way it's facing. So this way, as long as it doesn't come in flat, we'll be okay.
Watch it come in sideways.
I remind we've got the Stay Putnik, which has got absolutely no control. Oh, hang on, didn't we get the...
Nah. Oh, the, not RCS, SAS module.
No, not that. Did we get... Oh, I thought we'd got the new pod.
No.
That's what I really want.
I'm thinking after this mission, we could do some more tourism stuff if this works and the tourism stuff isn't too demanding.
But we're calling this Richard Branson's...
Love Rocket.
Love Rocket.
And then make a note in the ship description, suborbital tourism. Because then if it works, we know we've got something that'll do it. Nice. That's quite sensible.
This is so not going to work. This is just terrible. Is it too late to abort?
No, it'll be fine. Look, it's only cost what's that now? 16 grand. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll make about 50 odd grand off the back
of
this.
The vehicle assembly building can't support vessels over 30 parts.
How many's it got?
48.
Oh my god. Wait, I didn't think we can afford to upgrade VAB camera. It's quite pricey.
225.
13 short. Oh, for God's sake. Right. Okay then, what we need to do, we need to slim down this rocket. We can get rid of some of them struts. They're not essential. Get some of the struts off. We're saving parts there. Right, we can also get rid of the heat shield and the decoupler underneath. We don't need that.
I kind of think we do.
No, we don't. We can get rid of some of them batteries. We don't need all of them batteries. Get away maybe with 2 or 3. I think you're being optimistic on the parachutes as well. I think a couple of drogues and then a couple of normal ones will be fine. That'll be okay. And then if we take off the heat shield and the decoupler, we'll be fine. That'll do the trick. Lovely. So underneath the crew compartment, yeah.
Take off the heat shield.
Yeah, take the underneath heat shield, not the important one. The heat shield that you put on and said, oh, if I can't control this, don't worry about it, you'll be able to control it.
How about
That's
that?
Built-in redundancy. No.
I'm keeping the heat shield.
Oh,
I'm removing some fins.
Would need those fins underneath, though. Certainly now that we haven't got struts, we need fins underneath to keep this thing stable.
Well, 2 of them. There's got to be 2
There's a heat shield and a decoupler. We don't need those. We'll be absolutely fine. Because you're going to aim it face first up, so the heat shield works on its way out. And then when we turn back round and come down, just use the same heat shield to come back down.
How? I've got no control over this thing. It's got the very basic control module, which means you can only control it when the engines are firing.
Do we need the nipples?
Yes.
We need those.
It'll
nipples.
spin without them.
What else can we get rid of? I'm quite keen on having the drogue chutes. That's important. You know what? We might have to get rid of the... What are you doing? I was going to say maybe...
We could just fire them in one stage.
Do you reckon? I don't know if that's going to be enough to get right out of orbit, you know.
There's only one way to find out, isn't there?
I'm doubting it now that I'm looking. Like, 4, they're not even the super big ones, they're just like the thumpers.
That's all we've got.
Alright, good luck.
No messing around, just do it.
Alright, it's firing. It's going to go fairly high up.
Yeah, and it's going to go straight up because we've got no control.
Well, speed is definitely going up quite quick.
I think we're tilting a bit.
You haven't got SAS on, you turned RCS on, and it doesn't have an RCS system. Do I want SAS on?
We don't have SAS.
Oh. Is there not any inbuilt in the probe core?
No.
Can we put the light on anyway? T. Press T.
No.
Oh. Okay then.
Modules and or pilots.
Oh, it's getting warm. It is getting warm. It's not actually ablating yet, so we're doing alright. They probably don't do this in real life.
What you say, look? We've already gone suborbital.
Just in a straight line upwards.
Oh, I don't think we've got enough.
Well, do I want to get rid of those parts anyway? That will start dropping though. That's quite nice.
I'll just make sure we leave them behind.
That's a good call. Just double check the map and see if Apsis is dropping a bit.
Oh, it'll drop, but it'll not drop below.
Oh, it's crawling its way down. You know what? I'm well impressed with that. Now, if we survive...
Why have we got 2 apoapsi?
Is it not the apoapsis of the other part?
Oh, yes, and of course...
Is it not tracking that?
It might be. It might be. It didn't used to. We are, in fact, in orbit now. Well, not in orbit, sorry, suborbital.
Yeah.
So...
We could have brought science, you know. What a doddle. Didn't need them struts either. What are you thinking here?
Well, we're going to need to find... Where the hell is the prograde? Right, we're going to be heading that way. So that's where prograde will be when we hit the apoapsis.
Okay.
Ish. Because we're kind of heading south.
I like it when we do rocket science and use phrases like ish.
Ish.
Alright, okay.
Oh god, you know what?
What?
There's nobody on board. We didn't put the people in.
For fuck's sake. Well, you know what? Actually, this is how much we're committed to their safety. We tested the rocket first and it works.
We didn't put the people in this ship.
Look, if we bring this down safely, in one piece, it's not going to cost that much. All we've spent is the fuel and the solids, which are cheap anyway. That's the whole point of solid fuel. So, bring this down in one piece. We'll get an idea of its landing characteristics, or crashing characteristics, if you want to call it that. And then we'll bring it back down, spit and polish, clean it up. On you go, little space monkeys, and then fire it up. They'll be fine. Is it me, or does that rocket exhaust to look different. That looks really nice.
Yeah, it's got this lovely kind of purplish
Glowing
hue to it.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
that looks really good. I think there might have been, some of these very minor hotfixes and updates that are coming out is doing little bits and pieces.
Very well could have been, mate. Right, well, that's it. We've got no control anymore. We just have to see if this thing...
You end with nice solid land.
There.
Yeah. Because, I mean, all that wealth of experience.
Oh, the heat shield's on the right side.
It's on both sides. Doesn't matter which way we come down.
As long as we don't come in, flat.
Don't come in sideways and we'll be absolutely fine.
Well, I've got no control over what way we come in, so... It's in the hands of a greater power than me now.
There's nothing we can do to control that either, is there? There's nothing we can add to it to make it a bit easier.
Other than a little engine.
I'm not keen on that. I think, depending on which side of the rocket's heavier, and I'm assuming the business end at the front will be the heavy part, I think the rocket will naturally right itself.
That's the hope.
The correct axis.
That's the hope.
Aye.
Because, I mean, we're coming in quite heavy.
Yes, we are. Oh, we're coming into water. I'm looking at the... I've got that aspect.
Oh, yes, we're coming south.
Yeah, that's okay then.
Just
We are coming down sort of sideways.
We are sort of. We're coming down almost exclusively sideways.
I like when you hover over that. I just like Richard Branson's little rocket. Cool. That's all right.
It's not.
It is.
It's
fine.
really not.
Watch it. Right.
It's corrected itself now.
Exactly.
You see, I told you it was a good idea to put the heat shield on that side.
Gravity's doing the work for. Oh, that's getting warm. That's getting warm right on the old cockpit bit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's a good chance it's going to go kaboom.
What we're doing. You know what? That's probably all right. Oh, that is quite warm.
I think it's going to be.
Oh. Right, what was that?
Right, that's one of the crew compartments gone.
No, they're fine. Look, the crew's fine. That was just
batteries.
parachutes.
It was batteries.
Batteries, we don't need them. Oh, that's fine. If that's all that happens, the batteries blow up.
You see, it's fine. We're still extremely fast. We've only got 5,000 metres to go.
Oh, we're slowing down. We're doing all right. Keep an eye out. Drogues. Oh, that's lovely. And then you get a nice little cartwheel, and you come down.
So it's a lovely ship. It's just a shame we didn't have anyone on board.
That's safe enough. That is absolutely safe enough. Sound as a pound. You can control it, look.
I'm not controlling it.
Oh. I thought I saw your fingers moving on the keyboard.
No, I was just time warping up so we can get this thing landed.
That very nearly did properly explode. I mean, batteries exploding, it's par for the course, really.
I don't think it nearly did properly explode. I think it was just the batteries.
But
That's the only thing that was seriously heating up.
This is completely dependent on the angle that we're hitting the atmosphere.
No, because we hit the atmosphere at the complete wrong angle there, and it still righted itself enough.
You reckon? I don't think that was the complete wrong angle. I think that angle could have been wronger, and that's bound to happen when we put people on board. But I think we should do it anyway, because they're only tourists.
And because we've actually went to the expense of launching and landing it anyway without anybody on board.
We need to claw back our money. This is what's happened. We've got 8 signs for that. We only spent 10 grand there, mate. That only cost us 6.
It only cost us 10 grand to do nothing.
It's testing. Testing is what we did. Hello, tourists. Oh, they've got little shorts on. I quite like that. Cables and shorts. Little t-shirts. I'd wrap up.
Shall I just go?
It's like the note's going to get very warm in there. There should really be in little skimpy thongs. Is what they should be doing, because it's going to get very warm. Yeah, just launch it straight up.
It's going to get very scary in there.
We've give them suits. Hello. You're not going to enjoy this. It's
my god, I could see my own eyeball.
Well, I mean, the eyes are fairly bulbous. That's an amazing picture. We should use that for a screenshot for this episode, if you remember. Don't show the rocket, just show a close-up of that face like that. That's brilliant. That's going at some speed, mind. That really is motoring.
Well, that one, or the I can see my own eyeball one.
No, I think use that one of him looking ecstatic.
It's not that ecstatic.
He doesn't now, he's not smiling anymore, that's for sure. Yeah, neither of them are smiling anymore as the flames leak by the rocket. What was that?
When I disconnected it, it exploded.
Ah, well,
It's
they're
fine.
disposable
We
anyway.
don't need that anymore.
If anything, it simplifies the ascent, because now we don't have to worry about debris. We've got rid of the debris.
Is it worrying that the person in control of the ascent wasn't actually watching it? He was just watching the passengers.
Too busy watching his own eyeball.
Sitting in the passenger's compartment. Oh shit! I'm the pilot!
Sitting going cockeyed going, has anybody noticed that you can see your own eyes?
Has anybody seen the pilot? Aren't you the pilot? Oh.
Well, we're about the same sort of height, if anything slightly higher, which, I mean, that's neither good nor bad thing. In terms of the fuel, rather than use it all now, can you not use it to control your descent?
We really need to not come in at this harsh an angle, so it's important that we use the fuel to burn our angle of descent into something that's
well,
not
in
going to kill
orbit. So
everybody.
could we not just burn back down towards the planet and cancel out some of... No, that wouldn't work.
No, if we burn
Ignore
back
that.
down towards the planet, then we will in fact come in even sharper than we are now.
Yes, I understand.
What we need to do is get near the apoapsis and then burn up and slightly across. Oh, sorry, slightly across. No, just across.
You want to do it
and
at
slightly up.
You want to do it at your 90, don't you? So you can make use of the O-berth effect, like the turn of the planet, to get that even further.
That's what I'm going to do this time around.
Aye.
Last time around it wasn't really practical because we'd ended up coming in almost south.
Yeah. So that's pretty good logic, you know. Well, look at us using the O-berth effect to our advantage. Well, actually... Oh, no, you are using the O-berth. I thought you were doing the exact opposite, but you're not.
No, I'm going the right way.
I don't fully understand what that means, but it's something to do with the planet turning, and the gravity means that it's more efficient to burn that way than it is the other. So that means we'll get even more bang for our buck here.
Well, you just think about it as if you're chasing someone and they're running away from you, whereas if you're running towards somebody who's running towards you, you're going to get to them quicker if they're running towards you. So if the planet's rotating towards the way that you're moving...
But get this is deep.
The same shiz.
What if they were on a conveyor belt?
But no, they're not.
What if you were on a conveyor
But
belt?
I'm not on a conveyor belt, stop it.
What if... But
Stop it, Gonzo.
This is metaphysics.
It's not metaphysics.
It is metaphysics.
It's meta bullshit.
We are rewriting the O-berth effect here. What we need to do is find the astronomical and rocket science equivalent of a conveyor belt, and then we can be even better. So just ponder that. Ah, he's happy again.
He is, yeah. For now.
Yeah, for
he
now.
doesn't really know what's about to come.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't show him the mission files of the last launch. Hello, you alright, chaps?
That is just creepy.
They look like big white boobies with black nipples. That's all I've got to say about that. Whereabouts are we?
I don't know. I'm too busy looking at the dudes.
Booby eyes.
So we're approaching the point where things start to get a bit
It's coming
worrying.
properly sideways. That's not what it was doing last time.
It's coming sideways on sideways.
That you can't get any more sideways than that. Last time we could have got more sideways.
Sideways flat down, but also sideways in terms of the motion. You know, there's basically there's many dimensions in it. Sideways on all of them.
Yes.
Even time.
Yes, and it was, let's be honest, quite sideways last time, but it could have been more. This time, it can't be any more. You'd say, how more sideways can that be? And the answer is none.
It's about as sideways gets, isn't it?
Oh,
However, we've completed that part of the contract.
16 grand for that, so we've already recouped cost on the last one.
And now if we bring them back alive, which, let's face it,
That's
is
not
a
gonna
maybe.
What happens when we press the buttons?
No, don't press my buttons. Don't press the buttons.
I pressed the wrong one. Press Wasad and see what happens.
Press what?
Wasad?
What?
Wasad?
Nothing happens.
It is, look, it's turning!
No, it's turning naturally because it's in the atmosphere now.
Oh. Actually, that's not...
It is, it's righting itself again.
Ooh.
The batteries are going to blow up again.
No,
I've got no doubt about that.
Those parachutes are going to get hot.
Parachutes are fine.
It's coming back.
Everything's fine.
It's
Don't
really
panic.
not fine. It's coming in at like
Don't
1,500
panic.
metres a second.
Don't panic.
That is mental.
It's fine.
That's the sort of temperature you come
Will
back
you
with
chill?
from Juna.
look, this is spacey stuff. It's bound to get a bit hairy, but it's under control.
It's actually coming down nicer than it did last time somehow.
Oh, you've changed your tune in the last 2 seconds.
I mean, it's faster. It is faster. Much faster. Last time we were going at about 500 metres a second here. We're 200 metres a second faster, and it was a bit hairy.
Fine. I'm starting to get worried.
Drugs.
It's fine.
You know what?
I bet it's pretty gnarly in there now.
It's like that. It's like the bit from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There's no way of knowing if we're coming or going.
Oh, he's not happy.
Oh, chunder.
I wouldn't like to be sitting this close to him. It's just that little table.
You can see the shadows of your own bong eyes on his face as Sam's spinning around there. It's pretty good. Yeah.
And the shadows are quite good, actually, aren't they?
Aye. I've never seen them do that before, like rendering in real time. It's quite nice. Right, okay, you know what? That was a sterling success.
It would have been a better success if we'd just done it right first time round rather than having to do it twice.
This is true.
However, we've never done a tourism contract on an
If
episode
we have,
of
it
Geordie
was a long
Space
time
Program.
ago. I can't remember doing one.
And we've just completed our first tourist contract, and we're only 4 episodes in this series.
Maybe
We've
we
still
should-
got backwards ass tech.
Maybe we should just pack in with all of the let's do science and explore the galaxy for the good of Kerbal kind.
We're not doing very well at that.
Let's just do cheap package holidays. We could be the Ryanair of space travel. So why don't we do that? Sploosh. Get under. Yeah, get back. You enjoy that? You're just hanging upside down, and there's nothing we can do about it. Sorry.
Yeah, we can't even turn you the right way around. And, oh, by the way, yeah, it's going to take us a long time to come and get you.
Yeah. Clench, everybody. You'll have shit running down the back of your spacesuit.
Oh my god, that's
out of
freaky.
your neck hole.
That's freaky, you seen that? Oh, and we go, oh, the water's gone, we're floating in the void, and we're alright.
Right, get it back.
Get it back. That was pretty good.
I think that worked out alright, you know.
I think another successful one. We've got another 1.3 science.
Yeah, look at that.
Got some of the money back.
Got-
They've all gained some XP, whatever you said.
Experience tourist.
250 cents.
We started with 212.
So we're
We've made a
45 grand in profit, roundabout.
Good chunk of change there. If we were going to be silly, we could upgrade the VAB with that, but let's not.
That's not.
You know what? I think we should call that one a day here. I think that's a pretty good little mission that we've done. We can regroup, have a little cup of coffee, puff on the electric fag, work out what we're going to do next, and then in the next episode we'll do that.
If you can rely on anything in life, it's Richard Branson's Love Rocket.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Geordie Space Program. If you would like to watch some Prison Architect, you can click to your left.
If you'd like to watch one of our podcasts or listen to it, click on the right.
And of course, if you haven't already, we always appreciate it when people subscribe. Thanks again, and bye-bye.